Hello guys, this is my Arlong deck list. OP03 green yellow, and this skill is you may attach this. You may attach 2 dons and rest 1 don and you can summon any 4 cost or less character with a trigger. So from hand, it's just like Dofi, but from hand you can summon.
What's the general strategy of this deck?
General strategy is just summon your 4 cost, just board. That's all. And my core and my first card is the core cards is Hawkins for 4 cost, 5,000 power and 1,000 counter. Trigger is draw to trash 1. This skill is on KO. On KO, you may your opponent's life may trash from the top of their life if this gets KO'd. So this is the 4 cards. And the second 4 cards is Fury, 4 cost, 6,000 power, and trigger is if your opponent is 3 or less life, you may play this card. So, and this skill is on KO. If your opponent is 3 or less life, you may add the top of your deck to your life. So it gains your life. So this is very useful. And Hawkins, because this is the 4 cards. Up is Buggy, 4 cost, 6,000 power, no counter, and trigger is you may rest 4 cost or less opponent's character. And this skill is if you have no buggy, if you have no buggy in other buggy in board, your leader gains double attack. So this is only used once if you have if you have one only buggy. But if you have 2 buggy in board, you cannot activate the skill. So it's better to wait to remove 1 buggy so you can summon another buggy to activate the skill. This next up is Arlong, 3 copies, 4 cards also, 4 cost and 6,000 power and no counter. And this trigger is trigger you may rest 4 cost or less opponent's character. This skill is you may trust any card from your hand, and your opponent's leader rested cannot attack next turn. So this is also important. Another one is Arlong, 7 cost and 7,000 power, and this trigger is rest 4 cost or less. You may rest 4 cost or less. You may rest 4 cost or less opponent's character. And this skill is if the opponents have 5 or more rested cards, the don, the cards, the leader, the opponent's character, that card, this gains -3 cost in hand. So you can summon this character the 4 cost or by leader effect. So it's just a free. Next up is Konami, 2K, 2,000 power, counter 1,000, and the trigger is you may KO 5 cost character, opponent's character, and this skill is you can give banish to your leader or your opponents or your character. So this is best for to use the leader skill. So you can have 7k power and vanish.
Rotan sana.
Next up is Jinbei for cost 5000 power, 2k counter, and this trigger is if you have 2 or less, you may play this card. So I use this for only counter or probably to play if I have no other character to play, but mostly I just use this for counter. Next up is Arlong, 3 cost and 4k power and 1000 counter, no trigger, and you may this skill is on play. You may give 1 don to your leader, and your opponent's 5 cost or less character cannot be rested until opponent's next turn. So your opponent's character cannot attack or block. So this is best for combo for the leader Arlong. Next up is Kuroobi, 4 cost 3000 power, and counter is 1000, and this trigger is you may play this card, and the skill is you may rest any of your opponent's character. So it's best for late game if your opponent's a blocker. So yeah, and finish si Beach, 3 cost 3000 power and 2000 counter, and the trigger is your opponent. You may choose your opponent character or leader and cannot attack. So I use this for counter, and this is the best for if you get this in life in last turn, so you can survive. This deck Van Decker, 2 cost and 2000 power. Counter is 1000 and no trigger. This skill is you may trash a Fishman or Noah's Ark, and you may KO any of your opponent's character rested. So it's better. This is better for late game. You may KO any big bodies. Next up is Jinbei, 6 cost, 8000 power, no counter, no trigger, and on play you may rest 5 cost opponent's character and activate main once per turn. You may rush. You may activate this to yourself. You may gain rush to your opponent's characters only. So you can attack it in the turn it is played. Next up is Hoodie, of course, green Hoodie.
Dito na nito.
Duara to. 7 cost, 8000 power, rush. And on play, you may rest 2 of your opponent's character or Don. And this is best for late game. But this is also risky because you can take off your life to your hand. This is minus life. So it's kinda painful, but it's also better for late game. Next up is Mihawk, the new set OP12, 8 cost, 8000 power, blocker, and on play you may active 4 of your Dawn. So it's just basically a 4 cost character. So this is better for late game also. Once you hit 4 cost, once you hit 8 Dawns. Next up is event, counter event. You're the one. Of course, this is also generally put in yellow decks. 0 cost and counter is you may trash 1 card in your character or leader gains 8,000 in during this battle. And trigger is if you have 0 or less life, you may trust one card and put one card from the top of your deck to your life. So it's so lucky if you have this in your last life because you can still live. Next up is the counter.
Where do you run this?
This is supposed to be this two is supposed to be seeking 4 cost. I forgot to bring it because I forgot it at home. So this is supposed to be the seeking.
Active character.
That skill is you may rest any of your opponent's rested characters. So I didn't bring it. I forgot. So I just borrowed from my friend. So this is not very useful to me because I haven't used it.
So your match up, round 1.
My match up is round 1 is up Luffy, of course meta. I managed to win because he is brick, and I put and also I have pressure on my board. So yeah, he's brick. And round 2 is yellow blue Nami. I just put pressure on my board and just attack. And I'm also lucky because his hand is not good because he told me. Of course I win. And
Round 3.
round 3 is Buggy. Round 3 is blue Buggy. I managed to win because I'm lucky because he didn't get the 8 cost Buggy. I didn't
The 7 cost Buggy.
the 7 cost Buggy because if he managed to get that card, my 4 cost or 3 cost character will just freeze in the board. But he didn't manage to get it, so I'm very lucky. He get it at last game. So yeah, I managed to win. Round 4 is where I lost because my opponent's leader is Slim, green purple. He won because he has more pressure on the board than me, and he have more cards than me also, and he have blockers. He can restand. So yeah, I lost.
Any shout outs?
Wala na.
Thank you. Like and
Thank you.
subscribe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.